It's James Steinhubel here on the Fashion Channel with TVU, and I've got Clark Mcleod, owner-artist, Anthem Tattoo Company. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I think that of all the awesome businesses in our town and county, I think the tattoo guys took it the hardest for COVID. What do you think?
100%. Well, I don't know. I mean, barbers, salons, anything kind of our nature. You know, anyone that had to shut down, really. Damn.
Was there anything that you were doing as you prepped up to the shutdown that you thought, well, this is good, this is interesting, I'm going to keep this?
How do you mean?
Well, in terms of any of the standards or anything that the government said that, you know, now in order to stay open, because there was that brief time where they came up with restriction or
Right.
operating procedures. Was there anything there that you found value in, or you were already doing them?
That's a good question. A little bit of both. We definitely had to. I had to add some restrictions to our client base and what we could and couldn't do, what we wanted and what we didn't want to do, of course. I mean, any reputable tattoo shop kind of treats their artists like their clients and their people like they have COVID-19 already. The only thing that we kind of added to our waivers was just like a bit more specifics about like where they've been in the last 2 weeks. You know, if they've been showing signs, if they've had symptoms and things like that. The only problem is we found that people weren't being truthful. And that's kind of the issue with any kind of waiver-based system is, you know, you can say pretty much whatever you want. And there's really no legitimate way for us to like follow through with these things. Like you can say like, no, I don't have, you know, things like hepatitis. And if you do, then you know, that's the issue. But you know, the legality of the follow through would be detrimental for sure. But we kind of treated everyone like they had it anyways. We just made sure that people weren't coming in groups. It was kind of a bit of a break, to be honest with you, because so many people come in with like 6 people just to get like a tiny.
I've seen it.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was kind of a nice little break. But it was. As far as like bringing everything to it, I mean, we meet and surpass Alberta health standards, so we're almost sad that we're still not open.
Yeah, I understand. But you know, you guys had been open. You know, you'd gone through a complete seasons of rounds, so you had some awesome momentum. You had great customers. You guys were rolling forward. It was very exciting in there. There's service, you know, and there's art, but it was a neat community in there. How has that continued and spilt over into the virtual world? Like what's going on with because it came from a collective feel. So, you know, how are you guys sticking together now?
Well, it is a bit of a block of momentum, that's for sure. We were going really strong. We had our 1-year anniversary art show planned for April 4th. The Edmonton Tattoo Show was was supposed to be last weekend. We had the Chamber of Commerce members. We had that whole thing going on at the Millennium Place there. We were just like all go no quit. And honestly, like it sucks for sure. It really hurt. It hurts. Still hurts. But we have like I call our fan base, or like our clientele, Anthemians, and they have been sticking by us, man. Like it's been really cool to see. Like we're kind of just waiting. Like we still, like, I hate to say this, but like we still get people calling every day and emailing us every day about getting walk-in tattoos done. Like, please tell me you're tattooing still. Please tell me. I'm like, dude, awesome. I can't. Like, I'm not gonna risk getting shut down. I just read an article right before I got on this. They actually arrested a tattoo artist down in North Carolina for opening without permission, kind of thing. So as much as I want to get back to tattooing, I can't. Obviously, we can't. And you know, it sucks because my crew's all looking at me for answers, and I'm like, dude, I don't know more. I don't know. I probably know less than you guys because I'm just trying to like stay away from it. And, you know, and they're all like conspiracy theorists and like they're all that, you know, typical tattooers, right? But
When's it coming? Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting.
but we've been doing live feeds from the shop every Friday, just trying to keep connected with like everyone from the industry, from around the world, all of our friends and family from around the world and around Canada, around the provinces and stuff like that. Just trying to, see where their heads at, trying to give them a bit of a break from all this reality, and to water the plants. Of course, I got to go in there and water the plants.
Yeah, it's a nice location. And in reviewing your webpage, I was I've always been struck by the art of it. I'm just trying to get it to load up here before I share screen. It's at Anthem Tattoo Co.com. And can we get it? The internet is so slow. I apologize, Clark.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm just gonna come back to. You can't see me, but I'm off screen right now. But I'm back on screen. The art of it, because I've interviewed fine artists in this series, and
right.
I'm struck by the depth of the art of the work that's coming out, and I'm interested in the process. I'm interested in the tools, but I want to start with what kind of art is it? Like if it was, it's on canvas, it's on human canvas. So when an art aficionado is looking at it, they're going to say it's this kind of art. What kind of art is it?
Oh man, an aficionado probably wouldn't really know what they're looking at. I mean, like if you're interested in the tattoo culture, and if you're well versed in tattoo history and tattoo culture and everything like that, then you'll probably have a better idea. But as far as like a fine artist, like I know guys that like I went to school for fine art, and they couldn't tell you, like you can obviously tell the difference between like a Japanese piece and like a portrait kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But there's so many subsects of styles and flavor and all that kind of stuff, man. It gets so ridiculous. There's like illustrative realism, yeah. Neo-trad, illustrative neo-trad, illustrative Japanese, West Coast Japanese, all sorts of stuff. Like pretty much like once you start doing something different than the rest of the world needs to put a name on it. So, yeah, it's just tattoo art, man. I suppose. I know it's kind of a cop out.
No, I did a little bit of research, and Psychology Today did a study on tattoo. There's many studies on tattoo, and I'm perceiving that. I'm looking forward to meeting with you often. I'd love to develop a regular content with you, but I'll go through the Psychology Today stuff. But I'm looking at your art. Can you see it's on your screen now? Can you see it?
I can, yeah.
It is so colorful. It has such texture to it. Like there's a 3D quality to it that, granted, with the shape, the human shape, would give you a little bit about it, but you've got depth. Now, where do you learn this? Like you said, you went fine art. Like where do you come from?
So I mean, it's been a long road, that's for sure. I can't say that I've always known what I was doing. But I mean, that's the beauty of having friends that are dumb enough to let you practice tattoos on them. Really, it's just been, this is my 10th year of tattooing. And so I started in Sherwood Park like a decade ago, longer than that. And just learning as you go kind of thing, like creating, like learning the difference between drawing a picture and then drawing a tattoo was a big thing for me, because like a tattoo has flow and fit and everything like that. Mm-hmm. There's still like elements that you take from like traditional like teachings, like the rule of thirds and everything like that. Like composition is still a thing. I grew up as a graffiti artist, like throwing tags up on trains and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my color and everything like that, my inspiration comes from. And I just love vibrant tattoos. You know what I mean? I love a nice, beautiful, bright tattoo. I'm not sure if you can hear my daughter in the background singing in her room. She's supposed to be having a nap.
That's beautiful. But I'm looking at this cobra. Like that thing, it literally looks like Yeah, you can tell, but it's got a virtual reality effect to it. It's so good, man. It's so good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah. I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of great Canadian artists like James Tex and Damian Robertson and Evan Dowdell and all these like cats out and like actually two of those guys I mentioned, they're actually in Alberta right now. But Canada has a really great culture in terms of like illustrative, like kind of new school illustrative kind of Japanese flavored stuff.
Is that what
So
this is? This has got a Japanese,
kind of, it's
just
kind
that
of,
it's so real. It's so real and deep. Is that what has set a Japanese style apart, or what?
not necessarily. It's just more like I think if if I were to break it down, it would be more like I'd take like a cartoon and then I would put like a realistic light source on it. And so I think that's where you get like the depth, and that's where you get like the like that dynamic kind of feel where you can almost hear the tattoo, you can almost like feel it moving kind of thing. And of course, like you take into consideration like the person's anatomy and everything like that. Like you're not gonna like, if your tricep muscle's going one way, you're not gonna have something going this way. You're gonna have it flow with the muscle, right? And so those are the things that you kind of learn as you go, like the anatomy, and you get taught that in your apprenticeship.
Now, with the almost iridescent and depth to this, it's more than just the what do you call that when you're drawing? It's more than just drawing perspective. Are you laying inks down at different levels? Like, is there a leveling tactic here, or is it in the ink? How are you doing that?
No, that's just the really white person, so it looks really great on them.
Oh,
like you literally, that's actually on my daughter's mother.
okay.
That's a tribute to her brother. And it's literally it all just goes the same. It all just goes the same depth, man. Like it all, like you're going past the epidermis right into the dermis, like laying it into like the.
Okay.
Can I remember? It's like the pulmonary and reticulary layer. I can't remember the giblets of it, but yeah, it just comes into layers, man. Like you lay down your darks first, and then you blend in your lights after that, and
so you are layering in there. There is an optical effect that's being achieved. It's very
in a sense, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I want to talk about this psychology today thing. It lists it lists the top 10 psychological important things that are around tattoos, and the number 10 one was that tattoos predate human history. They found tattoos as far back on 3250 BC.
That little deer.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, it was a little deer with like the stars behind it or something like that.
So interesting, eh?
Yeah.
So now and then number 9, people are getting tattoos as a sign that they're improving. Number 8, that they belong. This number 7 was interesting. Lessening the anxiety of death. I thought that was fascinating. Risk taking, uniqueness. This one stands out, but it's in expressing emotional anger. The third one that was interesting to me was the full body tattoo. They defined it as not an addiction. And as someone who's not involved with full body, you think, well, maybe they're just addicted to it. It looks good, but it's not. It's not. And how they identified is that tattoos are very expensive, and they take time both to save the money and to get it done, and it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
So, and the number 2 was sex appeal, which was interesting, and number 1 was just to be one step out of the norm. So those were the 10. Any of those sort of stand out with you with what's going on around Anthem? That's sort of not the only thing, but sort of what resonated with you.
It's interesting. I find some of them a bit more bullshit.
Okay. A stab, not much research, just a guess.
Well, no, I mean, like, but it's all just like I'm so desensitized to tattooing now as like a as like a cool thing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, come here. This is my daughter who's supposed to be sleeping.
Hello, welcome to TVU. Now we can go on the children's channel. No, we have a youth channel.
But like tattooing, I get, like I said, I get so desensitized to like how much it means to people. You know what I mean? Like I always take the exact same approach to one tattoo as I do to the next tattoo, right? Like there's not one tattoo that I like to do more than another. Don't get me wrong. Like I can get jazzed about more tattoo ideas than other ideas. Like if someone came in and wanted like another infinity symbol with like the word sister in it, I'll put as much love and effort into that as I would, someone that wants a big Japanese dragon back piece. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of hard to, and I'm not going to like discredit anyone by thinking, it helps people cheat death. You know what I mean? I'm not going to discredit people by saying, oh, it helps them be more unique, because I think nowadays it's more unique to not have a tattoo than to have one. Okay. But at the end of the day, though, it is what I do for a living, and so whatever excuse you need to come into my shop,
come. Yeah, it's an awesome shop and great people, and it's easy to find. But before we get to your contact information, how people can get a hold of you, the reason for my call,
yes,
was, I'm looking. You're a man that lives on his creativity. That you've built a business. You grew up in our town. And you're a dad, and you're a team. You're leading your team into this new era. You've gone into the virtual world. You're reaching out to the people that are in your associates and in your craft. What can you tell and say to our viewers that would be meaningful and helpful at this time?
What's your name?
My name's James.
This is James. Okay, Daddy's gonna let you go. No, you gotta go.
That's good.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
She clipped your video off. Yeah, that's good. That's sweet.
What's helpful? I don't know. I would just say believe in yourself and just don't search for valid. Like, is this kind of what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
how are you doing it? How are you doing it?
I spent so much time in my past, like looking for validation from others, be it like my parents or my friends or my family or whatever. I need you to stop. I just found that like looking for people's permission really held me back. And like you always kind of have a sense of who you are. You always, like, if there's one thing that you should know is who you are. Believe in who you are as a person, and just work your tail off. Don't look for validation. Don't look for fame. Don't look for riches. Just pick one thing, focus on it, and do your best at it, and the rest will just fall in line. And just work hard quietly, hustle quiet, and the rest will just come. I can't preach that enough, because like I wish more than anything in my life that I just did what I had to do earlier, and I just shut my mouth and worked hard. And one sec.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, that's all. Like, that's really what I got.
That's good. That's good.
Really important to.
That's okay, man. That's okay. How do people get a hold of you?
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to make us rush through the ending. I was actually having a really great time.
No, it's all good. I've kept you a long time, and you have other things to get to. So.
How do you get a hold of us? Our phone number is 780-570-0373. It's just a zipper. You don't need it.
And webpage.
Our Instagram page is at Anthem Tattoo Co. Our website is www.anthemtattooco.com. We have a Twitter, I think.
Address, add your physical address.
Oh, our physical address is Unit 408, 222 Baseline Road. We're right behind Local and Cora's, and beside the Baseline Dental Hygienist. Very nice people there as well. But yeah, we are right in that little nook in the same parking lot of Local and Cora's.
Easy to get to, great location. Clark Mcleod, owner, artist, Anthem Tattoo Company. Thanks for letting us in today.
Man. Thanks for having us on the show.
Okay, bye-bye.